Well, if I am walking into a trap, then I plan on giving the bastards that lie in wait a run for their money. Colonists and civilian investigators may be easy prey, but let's see how they cope against someone who knows how to shoot back. I'll quickly check out the nearest side of this colony, then I'll begin a quick house-to-house search. If I find anyone alive that can help, then that would be great. Otherwise, I'll have to search each individual premises for answers, and that could take some time. Actually, that gives me an idea. Ben, using the short-range broadcast function on my suit, would you be able to access the terminals to display each of the colonists' most recent log update on the main LCDs we come across?
Yes, Commander, but be advised, the most recent log update that is displayed may not be the most relevant to your investigation.
Understood, Benson. While that may indeed be the case, it'll certainly save time. As long as we're downloading as we go along, I can review the rest of the logs at a later date. Right now, I need to know what was happening to these people right at the time we lost contact with them. You may proceed.
Acknowledged.
Because I've drained the batteries, the colony is still on emergency power right now. As a result, both the street lighting and almost all the internal lighting inside these buildings have automatically been switched off. I can turn some of them on manually, but right now I'd prefer it if the battery is recharged as quickly as possible. So far, I'm not seeing any sign of anyone, or anything. I really would have thought there would have been some vehicles parked around here. This is exactly the same as what I saw at the spaceport. Ah, our first log. Right, what does it say? D. Robinson, personal log. I know we're all supposed to be allies now, but I still feel like an outsider here. There are many in the colony that remember how my squad and I killed a lot of their ITW buddies back when I was with Ross 4, and they don't even try to make an effort to hide just how much they hate us corporate types. I'm going to ask for a transfer to the survey team as soon as I can. At least at the CDF base in the hills, there's more former Ross 4 personnel for me to mingle with. Okay, that doesn't really help me much, but it does emphasise how much bad blood there still was between the former Ross 4 and ITW personnel. But I already knew that from Twain's report. This house is empty as well. Ah, it looks like they were watching some adventure series. Nice. This one's clear too. Now there's a blast from the past. It's good to see an old classic game like that is still being played, though I wasn't much good at it myself. Right, time to check out these small houses on the other side of the street. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They come for you at night, leave while you still can. Who comes for you at night? I don't suppose you could have been more cryptic, could you? Well, that's really helped. I don't know whether that's a genuine message or if some prick is just trying to mess with me. This doorway's been damaged and the light's been taken out. That's not a good sign. There doesn't appear to be anything else damaged inside, and no bodies. The LCD's been switched off though. There we are. Right, what does this one say? T. Baiko, personal log. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. I know the feeling. They're continuing to spend a ludicrous amount of time, effort and resources on wind and solar power gen, when I already explained to them that there's enough uranium located in the ground under the spaceport to go nuclear and power this entire colony for the next 100 years. Oh, I didn't know that. Plus there's gold and iron down there too, so we'll definitely not be short on building materials. Idiots. Okay, that's just some guy complaining. While it is interesting, it doesn't really help my investigation. This one looks like it's been broken into as well. Oh no, that's not good. The screen's been smashed and there's blood splattered all over it. Yet there's no sign of any bodies. What the hell is going on? I've seen all the signs that a fight took place here, but it almost looks like it's all been cleaned up by someone. Yet I'm seeing no signs that anyone or anything has been here. I have to admit, this whole situation has got me a little on edge. Right, this log is from M. Cunningham to R. Cunningham. Rachel, it's not safe here anymore. It's not the pirates, corporates, or anything like that. It's something else. I'm sorry, honey, but I really can't say any more, as I know I'm being watched and this message will probably be seen as soon as it's sent. Just trust me, please. Take the children, go to the spaceport, and book a ticket on the next ship back to Mars. I'll try to join you as soon as I can. Love you always, Mike. Well, this is obviously a message from this guy to his wife telling her to get the hell out of here. The annoying thing is that because he knows he's being watched, he doesn't say why. The problem is I don't know whether I'm likely to suddenly be shot at by a gunman or attacked by some random pipe-wielding psychotic. At least if I knew what had these colonists so scared, I'd have a better idea of what I'm likely to be up against here. Right now, all I've got to go on is guesswork and wild speculation. What I do know is that if this was indeed some sort of trap, then surely they would have sprung it long before now. To be honest, everything I'm seeing so far seems to indicate that this place really is abandoned. From MkII to all employees. To whoever keeps stealing the oxygen bottles from the cargo storage box upstairs, stop it right now. Those bottles are for use in the emergency recovery vehicle only. Anyone caught stealing them in future will be dismissed on the spot for gross misconduct and forced to pay for all 3 bottles that have gone missing since we started working here. You have been warned. Mohammed Kadur, Chief Mechanic. Sounds like some of your employees have sticky fingers, Mr. Kadur. In fact, let's take a look at this cargo container, shall we? Yep, it's still got 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen bottles inside it, but I don't really need any of those right now, so I'm just going to leave these in here for the moment. An art gallery? Oh, I definitely need to take a look in here. And if anyone asks, I'm not here for the artwork, I'm just checking for survivors. Oh, nice one. Those are actual Van Gogh paintings. Copies, of course, but it's great to see that some survived the war. Good grief, these are all masterpieces. And the Mona Lisa's here as well. This is actually incredible. And of course, there had to be dogs playing poker. Oh, come on now, this is just getting ridiculous. A pug and Fuzz Aldrin the cat. Ah, this must be the comedy section. Yeah, definitely. These guys are all actors. And I'm pretty sure they didn't have cats that big used as mounts in battle. Ah, here's one of the old Queneset colony on Mars. And a landscape from old Earth. I remember when it looked exactly like that. And the same with these ones, they just remind me of home. Anyway, enough nostalgia for now, I better check out the rest of this place. Once again, there's nobody here, but there is a log. What does it say? From A. Whitehouse to S. Ramirez. Sasha, I've managed to gain access to all the old media files that were part of the initial colony here before the War with Ross 4, including what looks like an assortment of paintings done by various people over the years. Some look like they were done by former colonists, but there's a lot of work here that are copies of some classic pieces of art from old Earth. I have therefore decided to turn this place into a bona fide art gallery. After all, I feel it's important that we keep what's left of our culture and heritage alive, don't you? Please don't tell your hubby until he sees this place first, as he'll just dismiss it as another one of my silly half-baked ideas. All the best, your sis, Anne. Personally, I think that was a brilliant bloody idea. When Earth was destroyed, we pretty much lost everything. The fact that we saved some of these incredible pieces of art means that future generations will be able to enjoy the amazing works of our forefathers. I mean, who cares if they're not the originals? It's the work that was put into them that counts. But once again, that's not something for me to get into right now. I've still got a job to do and more buildings to search. In fact, that building looks as though it's the Eridani Trade and Mining HQ from Twain's report. Many of the senior staff from Ross 4 ended up working in there. Plus, there's a lot of vital machinery inside, so I definitely need to get in there and gain access to their systems and personal logs. Access denied. Only the owner of this facility or a TCA marshal with a valid ID card may enter. Well, that's alright. I'll just grind my way through.
Warning, Commander. I would strongly advise against that course of action, as any damage to this facility will result in the interior tourists being brought online and engaging the individual that caused the damage.
Which would be me.
That would be correct, Commander.
Ah, damn it. So much for that idea. Okay, so it looks like I'll need to find the owner of the Eridani Trade and Mining's ID card then. If I'm lucky, they live somewhere in this colony and have their card stored in a safe or something. If not, then I'll need to find the marshal's one. The only problem is that those buggers tend to keep their ID on them, as they do kinda need them for their job. And it looks like there's more text on the screen. What does it say? B. Carson, personal log. We've come a long way since the conflict came to an end. After the Ross 4 CEO, Marcus Rose, was declared missing, presumed dead, the others were quick to engage in peace talks with the ITW. Within a year, many former Ross 4 personnel had joined us in moving forwards as we forged a new future here on Terra Nova. Where the yellow ITW and red Ross 4 flags once flew, the orange Terra Novan flag now ripples in the morning breeze. And for the first time since we arrived, I feel that things can only get better for us on this brave new world. Bernie Carson, Director of Operations. Well, this all sounds very familiar. I wonder if this is the same guy that wrote that bullshit back at the spaceport. I'll save that large tower until later, as it'll most likely take the longest to search. I am curious as to what this building over here is, though. Oh, it's the medical clinic. Now this place could be interesting. Now that is a lot of patients that need attention for such a small colony, and I can't help but notice that 2 of them appear to have died. It doesn't mention how they died though. Maybe that information is stored elsewhere. Okay, what does this person have to say for themselves? A. Jones, personal log. I don't know how much more of this I can take. It's hard enough trying to deal with this new virus that struck our colony and taken the lives of 2 of our people already. But now our governor wants to take our 3 best doctors to work on an urgent project at the research lab at that base in the mountains. What is he thinking? We need as many of us working on finding a way to deal with this new illness as quickly as possible, or there won't be anyone left alive to assist him on this damn project of his. I'm going out there myself personally to confront him and try to get to the bottom of what the hell is going on. What could possibly be more important than the safety of this entire colony? So there's been a viral outbreak. That would explain the 2 deaths and possibly even the quarantine. But I've also noticed this lady's name is A. Jones, which I'm assuming is Dr. Ann Jones, Mr. Twain's daughter. And from the sounds of things, she's gone to that research lab at the CDF base, which is apparently located in some mountain somewhere. The problem is, we detected multiple man-made structures from orbit when we arrived, so I'll need a little more information on its exact location, otherwise I'll just end up going on a wild goose chase. This just looks like a central plaza. There's nothing of note here really. Nice touch though. Oh, hang on a second. Terran Colonial Authority. This is where the Marshal and his deputies are usually based, along with any local police forces. And if we're lucky, maybe their ID card. Oh look, wanted posters, complete with ugly mugshots of 2 dodgy-looking criminal types. Aha, the Marshal's office. Exactly what I'm looking for. As expected, there's nobody here, but there are quite a few logs. What do they say? From Marshal T. Madison to all TCA personnel. This is a priority order. All TCA personnel on the 82G Eridani system are to return to Terra Nova immediately and await further orders. All deputies are to prepare for dirtside action, so make sure you check all your equipment prior to moving out. This one comes straight from the top, so no excuses, people. Marshal Thomas Westlake Madison. Ah, Westlake is his call sign, not his actual name. That explains a few things. It doesn't mention Marshal Gordon though, but that's alright, as I reckon it's this guy's ID card we'll need anyway. To Marshal T. Madison from Deputy D. Torrance. Marshal, we detected the Ross 4 survey vessel Pathfinder just beyond Hades. It seems to be flying under its own power, yet it doesn't respond to any attempts to hail it, either from us or former Ross 4 personnel, which leads me to believe it may have been hijacked, and whoever is in command might have activated the autopilot in order to bring it back to base. I recommend that we send the light cruiser Athena to investigate. The last thing we need is any more unsavoury types on the scene when we already have several former ITW and Ross 4 fighters turning to a life of crime. What are your thoughts? Dave. Thank you, Deputy. This pretty much proves that I had nothing to do with the bloody Pathfinder going missing. Anyway, what does this next one say? Marshal T. Madison, personal log. Pirate activity has been on the increase in the last few weeks, and I'm positive they've got a base nearby. If I was a betting man, I'd say it was in the belt. The CDF outpost on Hades has reported that several unidentified vessels have been spotted going to and from there with their transponders off. The leader of these pirates keeps insisting that we hand over the artifact. He doesn't seem to believe us when we tell him that it's gone, and even if we still had it, there's no way we would capitulate and give it over to the likes of him. I've told both the governor and the head of the Eridani Trade and Mining that we don't need any more help. We've still got 2 corvettes and a light cruiser from the war that we can use to protect our cargo vessels and even go on the offensive against them if necessary, although the sheer amount of drones the pirates are making do have me a little concerned. Now, this is interesting. Someone must have tipped off the pirates about the monolith and they wanted it for themselves, most likely to sell off to one of the corporations or something. I'm surprised the Marshal didn't ask for help though. Was it pride or something else that influenced that decision? Either way, neither his body or his ID card is down there, so I'll need to search around some more. This just looks like a large meeting hall or auditorium. Ah, there's another message up there. From Marshal T. Madison to Marshal E. Gordon. Hey, at last. Ed, I hate to do this to you, buddy, as I know you've got your hands full taking care of your own sector, but I need your help. Something very wrong is going on here on Terra Nova, and I don't quite know how to handle it quite yet, or even get my head around what my deputies and the other colonists here are telling me. Whatever the case, I need all my deputies here on Terra Nova, but I also need someone I can trust to carry on the fight against the pirates that have taken root elsewhere in the 82G Eridani system. I'll tell you more once you get here. Right now I need to go and check in on Cassie, as she's not returning my calls and I'm starting to get worried about her, especially as her house is so isolated from the rest of the colony. I'll talk to you real soon, buddy. Thomas. Well, that solves the riddle as to why there were 2 marshals here, and it's good that this guy finally asked for help. But who the heck is Cassie? I'm guessing she must either be his wife or girlfriend. The only problem is that's likely where he ended up, and I haven't got a clue where her house is. Unless it's that fenced-off one just outside the colony, but I wouldn't have called that isolated. I'll make a point of visiting it as soon as I can, but right now I need to finish searching the other buildings here, particularly that large tower in the middle of the colony. Yeah, that one might take a while. Whoa, hold on a second, the door's already open. Was it open earlier? I don't think I came this way, so I'm not entirely sure. I'd better be careful though. This floor appears to be comprised of a large reception area, but there are a number of doors to each side. Storage cupboards maybe? I stand corrected. These look like economy-sized living quarters. Yeah, they're not the nicest of apartments, but they are functional. From H. Benson to S. McKenzie. Hey Sheila, Harry here. Fancy meeting up at the Starlight tonight after work? Would be great to catch up again and maybe even have a dance later, you know, after we've had a few. Lol. Who the hell says lol these days? That was an expression from when I was younger. Just don't tell your dad we're meeting up though, okay? He's still not happy working with us former Rossies and would probably go ape if he knew we were seeing each other. See you soon. P.S. Saw 2 of Sergei's missing dogs outside the walls today. Call me crazy if you like, but I could have sworn the damn things were actually stalking me. Weird, huh? Aha, dogs. That explains the noise from earlier. I just hope the damn things haven't gone feral after all this time alone out there. It makes sense that some of the colonists would have brought some working dogs with them. Unfortunately, it doesn't say what breed they are, but I can be pretty sure they won't be Chihuahuas. An elevator, that's handy. M. Madison, personal log. Hey, I wonder if he's related to the Marshal. I can't believe that these shitty quarters are the best they can do for us. I should have listened to my brother and just stayed on Mars. Yeah, everything is nice and green here, just like Earth was before we effed it all up. But it's just not worth all this shit. What makes it worse is that people keep disappearing and no one knows why or even where they've gone. And those of us left here in the colony seem to be getting ill with some weird flu type of thing. 3 of my workmates have come down with it already and I sit right next to them, so it's probably just a matter of time before I get sick too. The chance to begin again. A life of opportunity and adventure. Yeah, right, what an effing joke. Ooh, this guy is not happy. And once again, this is somebody else that's emphasising the fact that people are falling ill and disappearing. Interesting. This was his final log too, so it very much does look like he suffered from the same fate as his co-workers. Ugh, stairs. I'd rather avoid those. I'm only just getting used to normal gravity. Ah, what does this one say? From R. Barnett to P. Grimshaw. Paul, I'm a little concerned over how the bigwigs are focusing more on the raw materials and resources side of things when they should be paying more attention to farming and agriculture. Terra Nova has the very real possibility to become humanity's breadbasket. Even just a modest amount of land near the colony set up to producing wheat, barley and corn could essentially eradicate the food shortages we've got back in Sol. Please try and help me drum up some support and make them see sense. Ralph Barnett. You know what? He's absolutely right, and it's a damn crying shame that this world was quarantined before any farming took place. On second thoughts, I'd better start closing these doors behind me, just for security reasons. Ah, purple text. From Kaif Reutenthal to Marshall Madison. Marshall, God damn it, I'm tired of you TCA clowns just sitting on your asses and not doing a damn thing about those poor dogs that sicko Sergei and his wife have trapped in that canine prison camp up on that hill there. I mean, seriously, it's obvious that he's mistreating them. You can hear the poor things howling in pain at all hours. I swear to God, if you don't do something about it, I will. Carl. That's just some guy complaining about the noise the dogs were making. Not sure if it's relevant, though. K. Banerjee, personal log. Legs feeling numb, hands. Hands. Yeah, okay, right. Either this fellow was drinking rather heavily or he, just wasn't a well person. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Right, that's all the rooms in this level searched. I'll just close all the doors now to make things a little more secure. The best thing for me to do is to move up to the next floor, and once again I'll clear each room in turn so that... Oh, hang on, that's a camera. Oh, now that's convenient. I'll use those to have a quick look around first, that way I don't go blundering in blindly. That's the reception, with me sitting at the desk there. Okay, let's try the next one. This is some office upstairs. It's too dark to see anything though. And this is a boardroom. With an obligatory bar chart, of course. Apart from that, the place looks pretty much empty. And finally, the Starlight Lounge, which I'm guessing is a bar or... Oh shit, there's somebody up there. Who the hell is that? Hang on, I'll try to zoom in. Ah, damn it, the motor's broken, this camera won't turn. This building doesn't have a PA system, so I can't use that to talk to them. That's the first survivor I've seen, so I need to get up there quickly before they leave. Right, the Starlight Lounge is on the top floor, I think, so that's where I need to go. And the quickest way to get there is to use that elevator. Going up. I wonder who this person is. The lighting was pretty bad, but I think they were wearing a blue vac suit, just like the Sol Co-op investigators. We've already found Ms. Bartkowiak's body on the Annabelle, so that leaves their leader, Samuel Ackerman, and the ship's engineer, Nikolai Muratov, unaccounted for. Or I could be completely wrong and it's just one of the colonists. Either way, it looks like I'm about to find out, and it's about bloody time too. I've got some pretty important questions for them, and I want some answers. Starlight Lounge, so I'm definitely at the right place. Okay, let's find this clown. Okay, so they're not up here. They must still be down there. Right, this is where I saw them when I spotted them on the camera. Then they went this way, towards the balcony, where there is no one at all. Oh, come on, I mean, seriously? He didn't climb up there, did he? Or did he have a jetpack? Well, if he does, then I've got no bloody chance of catching up with him. Surely he must have seen my vehicle and realised I was here. Unless, of course, they're just scared and trying to hide from me or something. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go flying around looking for them. I've got my lights on, so if they want to talk, they'll know where to find me. Nice place, though. I wonder if any of these buttons still work. And they do! We've got light! Excellent! Lounge music? Okay, that may have been a mistake. Haha, check this guy out! That's obviously some celebrity. Don't know who though. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Ah, that's better. Well, if they didn't know I was here before, then they certainly do now. Actually, I'm going to head back down using these stairs, and I'll check each floor on the way down, just in the off chance that our elusive friend might have made his way down here instead of staying outside. Oh, I'm already starting to regret this. It's been a long time since I've used stairs in one Earth gravity. Ugh. Nope, all clear so far. Ah, this is the boardroom we saw earlier. No sign of our friend here. Okay, down to the next level. Out of curiosity, Benson, I know the footage was a little grainy and he just turned around briefly, but were you able to get an ID on that person we spotted on the Starlight Lounge's camera earlier?
Negative, Commander. I am sorry. The image of the subject's face was not clear enough to make a positive identification.
Ah, that's okay, Ben. We can try and use a computer and analyse it later. With science. Aha, this looks like the office from earlier. Yeah, there's definitely nobody here either, but at least I can see this time. And that's us back at the reception where we started now. And since I'm down here, I might as well check the other side of this building. I'd imagine this place would look quite impressive during the day. Sadly, we can't see very far with these helmet-mounted lights. But hey, I really shouldn't complain. It could be worse. I could be stuck with no lights at all whatsoever. Now that's a scary thought. I've not been in this building yet. Well, since our friend has disappeared on us, I may as well search this place in the meantime. Who knows, we might actually find something useful inside. Ooh, financial data. I'm guessing this place must be a bank or a stock exchange. Ah yeah, there we go, Avalon Stock Exchange. Looking pretty much empty and abandoned, as is everything else in this colony it seems. Manager's office. May as well look in there, I suppose. Right, what does this one say? From S. Zo to R. Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, this is completely unacceptable. I have in no way whatsoever given you, nor the colonial authorities here on Terra Nova, any authorization to just take members of my staff and force them to work at some research facility whenever you feel like it, especially now that so many of my core personnel have suddenly gone absent due to illness. I have a financial institute to run here, and I need all hands on deck to ensure that everything runs like clockwork. Right now we risk losing a great deal of money, and as a result, the whole colony will no doubt suffer in the long run. Regards, Susie Zo, Sector Manager, Seoul Financial Institute. Strong words, but it looks like she's more concerned about losing money rather than the well-being of her staff. It is strange that she's complaining to Fernandez though, as he isn't the governor, he's the boss of the Eridani Trade and Mining Corporation. Interesting. Ah, here's another one. From S. Zo to P. Rosenbach. Peter, things are starting to get out of hand here, so I have ordered Cassie back to the house and told her to stay there until everything settles down again. I don't care if she is 23, she's still my daughter and will damn well do as she's told. Cassie, wasn't that the one from the Marshal's message? Anyway, can you be a dear and do me a favour and check in on her later today at some point and make sure she's okay? It's not that I don't trust her, it's just that the Marshal and her have been getting a little too friendly lately and I don't want her getting involved with someone who's almost old enough to be her father. Ho ho, it looks like I was right. Marshal Thomas Westlake Madison, you sly old bastard. Remember, the house is at X-81479, Y166163, Z135987. Regards, Susie Zo, Sector Manager, blah blah blah. Now this is interesting. The Marshal's last log said he was away to check on Cassie, so there's a good chance he'll be at those coordinates. If I'm lucky, maybe she's got some sort of elaborate underground bunker over there, and they'll both still be alive. And he won't mind lending me his ID card. But I've got a feeling that's just wishful thinking. Anyway, that's for later. Right now I need to finish searching this place. And from the looks of it, that was the last room. Well, I guess it's time to head back outside. I still need to get inside the Eridani Trade and Mining HQ over there, but for that I'll need the Marshal's ID card. At least now I've got a good lead on where to find him. Apart from that building, there's only one other place I've not searched yet, and that's the surprisingly well-lit house on top of yonder hill there. Now, I could take the utility vehicle over to it, but that would take a little bit too long, so instead, I'm going to be lazy and use my jetpack. Yeah, this place obviously isn't connected to the colony's electricity grid and has its own power. As I suspected, it's got its own solar panels and batteries. And bunk beds too. So what are these guys saying for themselves? Sergei Ivanov, Diary of a Master Dog Handler. Yeah, right. Thursday. Something spooked my dogs. They's all acting agitated and vicious as sin. Good grief, this guy can't even spell. One of them even bit the wife. They's never done that before. She's fine though, just needed a few stitches. Saturday. My dogs is really starting to get me concerned now. Never seen 'em like this before. They're even having a go at me now when it's feeding time. Gonna check in with the marshal and see if he can take a look around. I think maybe there's a big predator out there that's scaring him. Sunday. Bastard! Some man's gone and let my dogs escape. Carol, I know it was you. I'm gonna kill you. Oh dear. Yeah, well, it looks like they let anybody join the colonization program these days. But saying that, there was that incident earlier near the wind farm, and I did come across a log that mentioned the dogs were acting strange. I hope they haven't suddenly gone berserk or something. Yep, these definitely look like Sergei's kennels. And they're all empty, but I half expected as much. Being pack animals, the dogs most likely all left together. But the question is, where did they all go? Regardless, it's extremely unlikely that wild dogs are what made the colonists fall ill or disappear without a trace, nor do they do the kind of damage I've seen so far. There's something else going on around here, and the dogs acting strangely is either just a coincidence or the result of something else. But what? Anyway, it's late and I'm getting tired, so I'm going to head back to the Wyvern and try to get some rest before I carry on with the investigation. Now, I suppose I could drive all the way back to the spaceport in reverse, but it makes more practical sense to just drive in here and turn this thing around. Shit. Without flipping the thing over, of course. First thing tomorrow morning, I'll fly over to the Zoe family countryside retreat to try and find Cassie and Marshall's sugar daddy and convince them to hand over his ID card. From what I've seen on Susie Zoe's message, along with the fact that the place is locked down tight, makes me strongly suspect that the Eridani Trade and Mining Corporation have something to hide, and the answer is inside that building of theirs, and I need that ID card to gain access. I'm guessing that since it's a holiday home in the countryside it won't be defended by anything, but I'll still approach carefully just in case. It's a shame that the Thalia removed all of Benson's stored data regarding their advanced technology. Those energy weapons and shields could have come in real useful out here, but I can understand why they took those measures to prevent that technology from falling into the hands of the same human beings that threw me in prison. Or worse. I'd shudder to think what pirates would do with such a technological advantage. Especially out here on the frontier, the Terra Nova Colonial Defense Forces only have a handful of spacecraft, and most of them aren't very big either. That's assuming, of course, that there's anyone left alive in the CDF. I fully expected that they or the TCA would have tried to stop me from coming down here, but so far there's been no sign of them. While this does make things easier for me, it does have me a little concerned. Where are they? Okay, that should do me. Handbrake on, lights off. Right, that should be safe enough in there. I'll just make my way back to the Wyvern. I'm still puzzled as to what the hell happened to this thing, though. Good to see the Wyvern still in one piece. That's weird. I thought I landed it straighter than that. My mind must be playing tricks on me. Must be getting tired. Okay, I'll have to rearrange the furniture in here in order to make myself a bed to sleep on. I might have to remove 2 of those topmost seats to make enough space for it. Hopefully I can get a few hours sleep tonight at least. I've got a busy day ahead of me tomorrow, and I need to get my rest. That noise outside that woke me up is actually getting worse. What is that? I thought it might have been some random wild animal to begin with, but it sounds like there's dozens of them now. It's even worse from out here, and it sounds like it's coming from all around me. Just as well I left the turrets on. Okay, now that definitely sounded like a dog. I'm gonna check it out. Hang on, I can see movement. Look, that's definitely a dog over there, running away. From what? Well, it can't be from me, I'm up here. I lost sight of it, but it seemed to have run off in that direction. Maybe those noises are spooking it. I'll try and see if I can get it to come closer, keeping my rifle with me and at the ready at all times, of course. Here, dog. Come on. Come to Commander Robertson, dog, come on. I've got some Scooby snacks for you. Okay, this isn't working, and I'm beginning to feel a little exposed out here. Benson, are the noises we're hearing being caused by dogs? Am I likely to suddenly get savaged by a pack of them by wandering around out here alone?
Negative, Commander. The vocalizations I am detecting do not appear to be canine in origin. Given current data, there is, however, an 84% probability that the vocalizations are being made by large primates.
Large primates? Like monkeys or apes or something? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, that's it, I'm getting out of here. The sound I'm making is certainly sending chills up my spine. Whatever they are, they don't seem to be getting any closer. Still no sign of the dog either, though. Okay, enough of this. I'm heading back to the Wyvern. I'll leave the turrets on for the rest of the night and have them engage anything that moves. I'm going to try and get some more sleep before morning, but with all this noise going on, that's not likely to happen. I don't know what those things are out there, but they give me the creeps. I just hope they don't try to come in here during the night.